Going live. Going live from my kitchen. A little bit of this action. So, some tips from the viewers yesterday to wash the filter, to rinse the filter. Also been told to use the hot water to kind of warm up the Chemex. The water's already boiled once. Almost ready. How's everybody doing? We'll wait for that to go. Until then, what's up? Waiting for the water to boil real quick. But this took a long time to set up. I've been putting this thing away in the closet and then breaking it back out. I gotta find something else if I'm gonna do one of these every day. It takes like a half hour to set all this up, which is too much. Oh, coffee's about done. Like I said, the water's already boiled. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. All right. Let's get this filter rinsed here. Let's get the Chemex warming. I'm not a coffee pro by any means. The beans have already been grinded up. That way I didn't spare you guys the nasty sounds. This is a Secura. It's an electronic bird grinder. I bought all this stuff for myself for my birthday like 3 or 4 years ago. When I moved to New York, I was like, oh, I'm going to coffee. This coffee, adult coffee. Alright, that's it for a sec. You guys already get your coffee? You know, doing this late, like Cooper is suggesting. I've been up since this morning. I was there during the premiere at 8:15 a.m., but I've been laying around getting this set up, taking my sweet ass time. This is the part where I lose my patience here. I like bloom the roast, the fried beans, and bloom it with a little bit of water, and then once it goes down, I just pour all the water in. Most people sit here and wait to do little batches at a time. It's kind of like coffee tastes better. They also weigh it in the scale. Anyways, let's let that drip. Let's see how your morning's going. Do you guys hear me over there? What is going on here? It won't let me see my own video here. Aha, here it is. Where you guys all, where you at? Where you at? I know Cooper's from Brooklyn. He's staying in today. Good for you. Chicago. Cooper wants to see the juicer. The juicer's up on the top shelf up there. And the Vitamix is right there. I don't know. Can you see it on this shot? Let me see. No, you can't see the Vitamix or none of that. You can see the dishes in the sink. um, these beans are from a roaster in Connecticut. It's like right by the edge of New York City, or New York, that is. Um, no, I got no scale. I got no timer. Sorry, man. I'm an amateur. Um, Chemex coffee dripper over here. Um, what's up? Um, California, nice. Ethiopian coffee. I usually go with Ethiopian coffee. It usually tends to be like a lighter roast, which is stuff that I like. I think this is more of a medium though. Wisconsin, Toronto, Juarez, Mexico, Boston, Hamburg, Germany, Cologne, London, France, Los Angeles, Quebec. Hell yeah. Chile. Man, everyone's checking in. What time is it over there? Multiple times. So what's the situation? Are you guys out able to go out and ride today? We are on the lockdown, mandatory like stay at home, but we're still allowed to go out on walks and ride our bikes. So far, the parks are still open. Um, I was reading some articles about San Francisco, and that over the weekend, like some of the videos that I filmed out there, there's you ride through some of the state parks. There's photos of just cars lined up, and there's like no parking because so many people were out at the parks going on hikes. So a lot of small towns kind of complained like the beaches were crowded. Like, all the city people left, went to the more rural spots. Is that the same thing that's going on there? Hopefully, it doesn't happen here in New York. Um, Cuomo was saying, who was our governor here, not the mayor, but the governor, was saying he hopes that the mayor will block off streets to cars, some streets to cars, to give more open areas for pedestrians and cyclists to go out and like get some fresh air instead of being crowded on sidewalks. You have the whole road, and that makes sense to me. Pretty cool. Let's check this coffee real quick. About done here. Way too much water. I gotta bring one of these coffees too. There's opening in the room. So please forgive me while I'm doing that. Give this a little squeeze. Trash things over here. I'm gonna have to leave the room for a sec. This whole coffee thing got me interested in setting up a camera and maybe a light over here. Uh, this is my stove right here. I can pretty much cook food, you know, just gonna stream everything for you guys. Now that the stove is found at home, you know, ideas on how to hang out and do things off the bike together. Give me a sec. I'm gonna bring this over to my girlfriend. She's in the other room. You can't see, but she's over here. Hopefully. I'm in my pajamas. Ah, coffee? Those of you on the West Coast, it's about coffee time, right? It's a little late here in New York, but I got up a little early and I decided to lay back down, so, let me put this down somewhere. Let's see, what are you guys talking about here? Yeah, 4 p.m. on lockdown, 20-mile ride today. That's awesome. I would ride today, but it's raining, man. Today it's cold and rainy too. I think I heard a little bit of hail or like kind of sleet sounding. Um, if I'm brave enough, I might go out and just like ride. Like maybe I'll ride Broadway, something just in Brooklyn real quick. Um, but I don't know. I don't really have too many. I don't really like the way that footage looks when it has rain droplets on the lens. But in the sake of documenting this time in this place, maybe I'll go out and do it. I want to stay close to home though, because I don't want to be out for too long. I want to risk, you know, lowering my immune system in the cold and all that. Obviously, it's not a good time for that. Michigan, we can still ride. I was going to ride it to the bodega, but it's not fun hauling cat litter on the bike. Oh, cat litter is flying off the shelves right now. I didn't think about that one. Damn. That's the problem with California, man. Everyone goes outside. Most people are outdoorsy people. You lock everyone down, everyone's gonna go out and go on hikes. Even the people that never hiked before, they're like, oh, maybe we should hike now. I mean, I'm all for it. Monotraumatic is saying he's hoping this whole thing leads to permanent changes on how we get around. I agree. Not only that, just how we handle healthcare, how we handle all kinds of social issues. If it takes something like this to open everyone's eyes to it, then I guess that's what it takes. It's kind of sad. Um, Hello. Can you tell my local weather that winter is over? I didn't get the memo. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here either. I mean, we've been like warm days, and then today's one of the colder days. Yesterday, when I was on the top of Central Park doing the ride from the video that I posted yesterday, I'm sorry, that I posted this morning, was from yesterday's ride. Um, it was at the top of the park, it was 37 degrees. And then once I got to Soho, I mean, this is going off my Wahoo, so it's not exact because when the sun hits it, it warms up. Um, but the Wahoo said it was 50 degrees once I was in Soho. So there was a shift. And yeah, I was in a hoodie and just like I have a wool base layer underneath the hoodie. Um, I almost brought a windbreaker. I didn't. So yeah, I was out there with just a hoodie on and a face mask. DJ Briggs, what type of drop bars are on that cross bike? Those are the NV gravel bars. Um, Out of everything on my 22 um, that I got for it, those are the things that that's the thing that I bought. Like everything else I did work for, or I got like bike shop kind of hookup from a friend or something. I ordered those bars because those bars just came out and I splurged on the bars. They're the NVG. Like if you just look up NV gravel bars, you'll find them there. Um, Last night started the curfew, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. That's not a terrible curfew. I mean, unless you like going on rides and runs at that hour, like I think that's good for safety. I think you know, there's no reason to be out when it's you know dark right now, anyways, right? Unless you got to work. Obviously, those people have an excuse not to be out. Riding around in our current society, it feels like 2 a.m. rides all day long. Biking through St. Paul yesterday was dead. It's great for the bikers. You're right, man. Yes. Oh, sorry about that. Yesterday's yesterday's ride was surreal, man. I thought that going down 7th through Times Square was going to be like uh, crazy to see and to be a part of. Um, but honestly, going down Broadway is what really made it spooky for me. Um, Even though 7th has more people, something about seeing Broadway so dead. I don't know. Um, it's the worst curfew. It does not apply to the reality of scaling infections. I think curfew is more for safety on the streets, man. I don't think it's for. I think it's just for. I don't know. I don't see. I don't have a problem with it. If the curfew is like, you can only go out from like 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the afternoon, then I would be pretty upset, you know, because then that would like push everyone into a window of time, and then everyone would be out at the same time if you wanted to get out. That wouldn't make any sense. I guess that's what you're talking about. But who's out at 10 a.m. to 5 a.m. or 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.? Like what are you doing at that hour? Anyways, you can't go shopping. Tasty. Coffee's good. I'm thinking about sharing, I guess sharing videos uh, while we do this. I have to plug in another computer to do that. Um, I'm not gonna be able to do it on this one, but you know, you're gonna find other ways to hang out. I have a feeling we're not gonna be able to leave our house for bike rides in the next week or so. So, trying to figure out what I can do in the house. Like I said, this is gonna turn into a cooking show. You guys are all gonna unsubscribe, and I don't know how to cook, so it'll be like we're learning together. Um, what else? What else can I share with you? I guess I can talk about the apartment here. There's a fancy lamp there, some candles. It's a cool plant. This is a painting by Ferris Bloch that I bought some years ago. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Over here is a mirror from IKEA, and that's a window. That's actually over here. That's giving me this nice light on my face. I brought my light here too. Check it out. so we can turn it off, which it still looks fine, but this is like a little bit more of a fill in this, since the window's from here, trying to fill in a little bit of the shadow and get a little more on this side as well. If I had it my way, I would have this actually on this side, but right now I can't figure out how to get it over there without messing everything up. What else have I done? I brought all my hard drives for my studio here, so um, when, if there's a time when I can't leave at all, at least I have the hard drives. I can pull up old things that I've shot that I hadn't put out, for instance, some Japan stuff, and I have an idea of like kind of making a highlight reel or something of like maybe just last year, just a really, really short like little clip, so it's like boom, 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 boom the whole time. That could be cool. Um, oh, I should, let me see. Someone just reminded me about sharing the channel again. I'm going to share the channel link. I had so many new members yesterday, so I appreciate that. I'm going to put the link in here again. If you guys want to join the channel, click the link that I just dropped there. People are asking how they could support. I realize the hotline stickers, some people have written emails, I haven't responded yet, but all everything sticker wise is at my studio, and I can't go there. My studio is locked down, there's no way in, so I can't send any of that stuff out for a while until this is over. And I just realized that my stickers were sold out on my website, and they are back open. If you do order stickers now, please know that they will not be shipped out until I can get back into my studio, which is when New York is allowed to go back to work, basically. How to cook coffee show. That sounds good. I'm not gonna buy a smart trainer. No, I'm not opposed to it, but just don't have the extra money to spend on a smart trainer right now. It would be nice to have one though. If you want to send me your Zwift smart trainer, go ahead. Have I figured out how to mount the GoPro on a helmet for better stabilization of mountain bike footage? Yeah, I mean, I know the ways. It's just I don't have um, I don't have a full face helmet, and the best way, in my opinion, to mount a GoPro on like a more enduro mountain bike helmet um, is on a full face on the chin. That's like the best way. You get bars and a full view, and also your head is the most stable thing, so being on your head is great. The top of the helmet, like on the Giro Montero, that I've made a video about in the past, that's really good with the GoPro stabilization. The only thing is like the kind of mountain biking here in eastern New York, northeastern part of the country, is that it's very, very woodsy and dense and dark. Um, there's not a lot of open, direct sunlight kind of things, and the GoPro itself, the stabilization needs a really fast shutter speed to make that hyper, what's it called? Whatever the GoPro stabilization is called. it needs sharp, fast shutter speed frame rates, not frame rates, but shutter speeds to work properly. Hypersmooth, that's what it's called. Um, and when you go into a darker area, the only way that the camera can compensate is by opening up or slowing down the shutter speed to letting in more light, and then that messes up the stabilization. So, um, that being said, I also don't want to up my ISO because then the footage doesn't look that good. So, yeah, I don't know. Put a gimbal on the head, I guess, but let's see. Montage travel videos are some of my favorites. Thank you. You should add a consistent title to them. Yeah, I don't. It's hard though. They're always so different. I don't know. That's a good idea though, so people know what they're getting into, and it can kind of catch a little bit. Like if you're a fan of it, you know what to look for. Um, what countries in South America have I been to? Ever wondered coming to Chile? Yeah, I'd love to come to Chile. I've been to Colombia. I've been to Nicaragua, Costa Rica, but those are like central. Colombia, South America. That's pretty much it. I've been to some spots really close in the Caribbean. I've been to oh my gosh, I'm spacing on the name of the country. It's right off the coast of Venezuela. Wow, can't think right now. I'll get back to you. I'd love to come to Chile. How about a video every time you give it a sticker? I haven't filmed every single one. Sometimes I see people out and I'm just like, you know, if I have them on me, I have them on me. And my face is like fucked up. It's like dry, irritated. Really like that build up that you had on the channel. Wasn't very detailed, but I'd like to see more build up with more bike affordable parts. Um, that's cool for the future. Yeah, I have some of that stuff planned actually um, in this studio space. Since I'm there with Affinity, we have a bike stand and all that. But the problem with like building bikes with, I mean, that's not a problem. Building bikes with affordable parts, it's just like all the bikes that I own, majority of them I've had a lot of these bikes for a long time. So after a while, like things break, so I put on new parts, and you see the bike as it is now, and you're like, what the hell? That's like, whatever, $5,000 bike or more, and it's like, with the exception of the number 22 and both number 22s, like all the other bikes have been built over many years. So like the volume cutter, my old bike that I used to film on, I had that bike for almost 11 years. So the parts went on and came off and went on and came off. I broke stuff, got new stuff. Some stuff has been there for that long. Um, so I don't really have a bike. I wouldn't really be building a bike with parts that are affordable because I'm not building. I'm not just building bikes. That's I might have like 5 or 6 bikes, but it's because I've had them over a long time. Does that make sense? I guess I could build. Like I'm not gonna go buy bike parts. I can build a bike for somebody. Um, For example, if you guys were in on the stream from the last stream I did in the studio, which was 2 days ago, um, I showed you the new Affinity gravel bike. It's like um, it's still a prototype. I'm gonna, like, I had plans on making videos of that bike being built up from scratch, which I haven't really done other than Amir building up his track bike. So that was something I wanted to do. But that bike is a being built to be was supposed to be being built for me to go and do cover gravel races for Affinity. I was going to do a lot of filming and help them market the bike a little bit, and that bike was going to be built up kind of more race spec. You know what I mean? I was going to put ETAP and stuff on it, and it would have been cool, but it wouldn't have had affordable bike parts, and I wouldn't be able to afford the bike parts on that bike if I didn't have like the Affinity sponsor and the bike shop sponsor to help me get that stuff. If you know of somebody who wants to build a bike, I guess I can do that. I have an old Tracklecross frame with a super pedestrian, like it's a big red wheel. Um, it's like an electric powered bike basically. You just put a wheel on any bike and it works. I was going to build that bike up, put a rack on it, and like make it the like grocery getter, and then like make videos of me passing roadies on like hill climbs full of groceries. But that would be kind of a budget build because I would just throw anything I have around on that bike. I wouldn't want to spend any money on it, so I can do that. That was a long tangent there. Are you planning on mellowing down your riding or wearing more protective gear in the near future? Says Boris. Mellowing out? What do you mean? I like stopping at red lights and stuff? I do stop. Like I don't I don't want to get into this. Is that what you're talking about? I've been riding pretty mellow. I don't know. Protect. I wear a helmet when I ride. What else? I don't know. Like I'm not gonna go ride like mountain bikes right now. If I left my mountain bike at the studio, I can't even get it. Um, so that would be hard to do. I don't want, getting injured right now is not a good thing. So, but just riding around, no, I'm not going to wear anything other than a helmet. The Real's asking if I've been to the Netherlands. No, I haven't. DJ Biggs, yep. The Envy gravel bars are 350 or so dollars. Very expensive, and I paid full price for those. If it makes it sound or feel any better, the rest of the bike was pretty much covered. So everything else came from work trade. So it was didn't cost me anything extra. So I figured putting some money into some bars, which I really needed, was a good idea. And so I got what I wanted to get since I didn't have to spend money on anything else really. We should try a Zoom call where we all try to track stand inside our rooms. I can probably do that. I mean, I would not leave that open for everyone on YouTube. That would never work. I would probably do that for just the people who are like channel members or Patreon supporters or something like that to kind of just to narrow it down. Like, it would be insane. There's 75 people watching now and 75 people in a Zoom call. I don't think that would work. Can you hook us up with the most funny heckling you've encountered when filming hotlines, like cops and pedestrians screaming at you? Um, the pro the problem with that is that we're riding so fast that not even that fast. That sounds stupid. We're passing people so quickly that if someone does heckle, it's it's there and it's gone. Like within 2, 3 seconds, we're gone already. So like you might hear it for a second and that's it. Like it's I've tried to dig through and find all the funny stuff, but even when I'm there and I'm filming and I something happens and I'm like trying to laugh to myself while I'm trying to follow somebody, uh, it still doesn't I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go back and see that, like whatever happened. And then I go back and look at the footage and listen to it, and it's like you can barely see or hear anything that happened. So, I mean, the one that got caught on camera the best was when Wonka like jumped into me filming with Mario, and then he like basically evaded being hit by a car, but he still crashed. You could film a new skincare routine. Oh, you mean other than just like taking a shower that I do? Michigan just got shut down. Terry, keep us entertained. I'm trying, Chris. I'm trying. Could you recommend any good home bicycle work stands? Shit, I had just the regular what is it called? What's the regular bike tools called? Park tools. I had like a one of the cheaper park tool stands when I was in San Francisco. I got it as a gift, and it was great. Um, I would recommend one of those. If you do get it, the way that it clamps to your bike, uh, if you're gonna use it a lot, means a lot. Like you don't want to get the one where you have to twist it like this, and it takes like you know 10, 15 seconds. It might not seem like a lot, but if you're taking your bike on and off every time, it's super annoying. You want to get the one that just like locks in like that. It's kind of like a vice grip or something. So yeah, try that one. Mike Kelly, thank you for watching the today's upload. I had a premiere at 8:15 this morning. Hopefully you were there. If not, it's still there. You can check it out. I rode through most of Manhattan, not most of Manhattan, from the top of Central Park all the way down to the bottom of the tip, and just to kind of show everybody like what it looks like just hours before. I'm gonna continue to do those kinds of videos. I would do one today, but it's raining. Might do one in Brooklyn. Stay close. Tomorrow it's supposed to be warmer and sunny, so I will get out and go on a real ride. I'm probably gonna not be in a hoodie and stuff. I'm gonna look like I'm on a ride, so I'm gonna be in spandex and stuff. That way, I look the part. I'm exercising. You know what I mean? That way I don't have any trouble. Let's see. Brian's asking why I don't have a Twitter. I do have a Twitter, and it's connected to the old Full Frame Collective website that I used to do. It's at FFC. Um, I should just change that Twitter handle. I don't use it though at all. Best bike racing videos. Stumped. You stumped me. I don't know. Good bike to get through trade. Any bike you can get. Is that a question? You still got your first bike video uploaded on YouTube? Remember which one it is? If you go to my videos, you can sort by date uploaded. And you'll see, I think it was 2015. So 5 years. Ty Anderson is asking, have you ever gotten in an accident while filming a hotline? I have been squished almost by a bus once. And some of the buses that are double long have this like accordion thing in the middle, so when it turns, the bus can like bend. And that accordion thing clipped my handlebar, and it like almost like lost it in between two cars, which was very scary. Could do a body painting stream. It looks popular on Twitch. That's great. Gabriel, thoughts on Peloton training? It seems like it gets you in shape, but I prefer being outside for real and going on a real ride. Um, there's benefits to Peloton and being on a trainer. You know, if you have it in your house, you can just bang it out real quick. You don't need to get fully kitted out and wear glasses and like food and all that. Everything is at your reach. But I ride bikes because I like to ride a bike. I with the exercise and those positive things that come from exercising are benefits, but I ride because I enjoy being on my bike outside. Everything else is extra, so I need to be outside when I ride. Unfortunately, I don't have an indoor trainer. I need one though. I would use it um, occasionally, but especially being in New York. But I haven't spent much time on it. DJ Biggs is looking into building something up that's fixed for commuting with vendors. So if you run into any ideas or need any funding, let me know. Is looking into a Wabi, but really don't know. Just getting into fixed. I mean, honestly, the way that the bike industry works, like, yeah, get a Wabi cycles. Get most of those bikes are made. A lot of things are made in the same facilities. There's like, a handful of facilities that make many, many kinds of bikes. At the end of the day, it's geometry, which they're all starting to copy each other, and a paint job, really. Dropouts, maybe, you know. The things that make bikes cost more or less comes into like detailing on like the dropouts, the head tube, the paint, the branding. A lot of people like Chinelli, like no offense to Chinelli, but those bikes cost more just for the damn name. Nowadays, I think they used to make great bikes back in the day. Not that their bikes aren't great now. It's just everything is kind of all the same. So I would say get your hands on anything, man. Look for a price point at which you want to spend, and then go there. You know. In Paris, biking isn't allowed for now. I don't know anything about training stands. Sorry. DJ Biggs, I will agree. Maintaining a fixed gear is a little easier. Um, there's less things on it. But if you have a single speed, honestly, if you have a fixed gear and you're putting brakes on it, that a single speed is not different in any means at all. So they're both the same. If you had a game console, what game would you get? I used to play Fortnite. I intentionally left my PlayStation at my studio where I can't get it, so I'm not gonna play any video games while I'm locked in. I don't want to get hooked again. I was hooked. I was hooked. I was like, I need to play my games, so I cut it out. Do you listen to music while I cycle? If so, how do you stay aware of traffic? Um, I haven't listened to music in a while riding. What I normally do is one headphone. So if I'm the bike lanes, it's so annoying. They chain the driver's side, and you're closer to the driver, so if you can communicate to the driver if you need to a lot easier instead of having to yell over a car or through a window to them. Um, yeah. So now I just I haven't been riding with music, but I would just do one headphone. So if I'm on the left side, I put one headphone in the left. That way my right ear is where the car is. But I would recommend not listening to music while riding in the city. I would wait until you get out. And do not listen to music if you're riding trails. Do not. Um, it's dangerous. There's blind corners sometimes. In California, like you can come around a corner cooking, and then there might be another person coming this way. A lot of trails are both directions, and this goes for runners too. Fucking runners, trail runners. If you're gonna have headphones in, like you need to have extra awareness. I can't stand that because if you were running or walking on the trail, you would hear a bike coming up. But if you're listening to music, you can't hear anything. You can't hear a mountain lion coming up behind you and killing you either. So I don't know. What's the first thing you're gonna do after Corona dies out? We'll get a slice of pizza, and then maybe fly to California and give my mom a hug, and then go on a big ride in California. Are gravel tires necessary, or do hybrids work? Um, yeah, ride what you got, man. Gravel is just a new term that's been coined. Like cross, all this cross has been around for a long time. Sorry, but gravel is like when I first started riding on dirt and stuff. Well, before, or after riding BMX when I was a kid, not counting that stuff. But when I was an adult and I was riding, we were riding on in the Bay Area. You ride on the road, then you ride on dirt, and then you ride on gravel. I was doing all this on a road bike with 23Cs. Like there wasn't a thing called a gravel bike. There were cross bikes, but those bikes were made to race for 45 minutes and then put the bike down. So I just stuck to a road bike and I just rode on everything on it. And then I bought a mountain bike, and then I was like, oh. Um, so ride what you got. Um, that being said, be careful when riding fixed gears or track bikes or trackless bikes, bikes without brakes on trails. You can get hurt. There's a reason why mountain bikes and gravel bikes and cross bike have cross bikes. People don't really want their brakes to work when they're racing, but these adventure bikes have brakes that work well because you go down some steep, loose stuff, and when the ground is loose and you're on a fixed gear and all you can do is lock up your back wheel, you're done, son. Buzzman is saying the CDC recommends my jokes should be only inside jokes. Okay. One time I was mountain biking. Murphy Hazeling was saying one time he was mountain biking and a lady had her earbuds in super loud and I flew up. Ah, man, you just deleted it on me. I was reading that. Come on. Gravel is CX adjusted for more comfortable position. Yeah, basically. Gravel is a road bike. Well, nowadays, gravel is like a road bike that takes bigger tires. It has very low bottom bracket, uh, kind of like a more sloped head tube. Comfort. Milo, there is a hotline, Terry Berenson. If you look up, here, I'll search it for you real quick. There's this hotline that I did while in Russia. I'll drop it in the stream for you. It's a Hotline Affinity. I basically built up a bike in Japan with Blue Lug, and then rode around for a second in Japan, and then I went on a trip to Russia after that, and then we filmed in St. Petersburg. Monotraumatic, see? Gravel bike is this crit bike with knobbier tires. That's what I'm saying. Just ride what you got. Like, that's what I did. I mean, you know, now I have a few bikes, but these things grow, you know, over time. Let me get some coffee. Switch over here. Check out my coffee pour skills. Wait, should I turn the lighter on? Let's see. What's that? Better? Yeah. That's all that's left. I gotta make breakfast. It's really gonna be lunch. I'm gonna do that soon. Swap this back over here. Feels nice to have my little camera switcher back set up. Uh-oh. This computer's running out of power. I need to plug this in somewhere, but there's no room. I'm going to plug an extension cord into an extension cord. Hopefully it doesn't freak anything out. Give it a second. Oh no. Are we all here? Shit. Hey, there it is. God, I lost you. Whew. Peter was about to die. Hello, Bruce. Dimitri, I'm sorry about the snow. Like I said, I think it snowed last night. Sleeted. CLB. I have a story about chewing on coffee grinds. For those of you who didn't know, when I was a young lad, right out of high school, I joined the military, and in basic training, you get these things called MREs, which are meals ready to eat, and they come in these brown plastic things, and you open them up, and you never know. I mean, on the outside it says like pasta with red sauce or something. You don't really know what else it comes with. And some of them came with these instant packs of Folgers coffee. Um, and there was this time called I forget what it's called, like Confidence Week or something. It was like a week or 2 weeks long of like intense like war. It's basically stress testing everyone to see if they can like stay awake, retain information, still follow exactly what you're told to do. So they keep you awake for like hours and hours and hours. So everyone's sleep deprived, and they make you sit through these boring briefings. And like if you're falling asleep, you get in trouble. So people were like, after the first day, I realized like how long we had to stay awake. So people weren't using their like little Folgers instant coffees. So I was like, yo, let me get your coffee. And I was like taking everyone's little instant coffees and like stashing them for these briefings. And then I would like open them up, throw the instant coffee in my mouth with some water, chew it up, swallow it, and I'd be like in the briefing, like lapped out, like sketching notes and stuff on the paper. Everyone else is like, you see their heads like snapping back. So yeah, chew on those coffee grounds. It's good for you. Ah, I should change the thumbnail for these, huh? For just like a, a thing looking like a photo of a coffee pot or something. Tell us about your nutrition, you riding lots, and keeping body in shape. Hmm. My nutrition goes up and down like this. There's times when I'm super um, aware of what I'm putting in, and then there's other times where I'm just like, fuck it, I want to eat crap. I get these crazy, nasty cravings, man, and usually it's those cravings happen when I'm already abusing my body in other ways. Like, for instance, when I stopped riding my bike for a while, I started drinking more and being depressed. That just made it so easy for me to just eat shit and eat crap. I find when I'm riding harder and riding more and longer, I tend to think I can eat or feel like I should be able to eat whatever the hell I want because I'm riding so hard, and my body's like, calories, give me more calories. So I just eat whatever I want. I find that the best time is when I'm right in the middle of like, riding a lot and being aware of what I'm eating. I usually feel the best that way too. I did different things. I've been tried being raw vegan for 6 weeks. I did juice only for a solid week straight, which was great. I did what else have I done? I try not to eat when I'm being aware, I try not to eat like meat every day for every meal. Like there's no reason that we need that in our diet all the time. So just trying stuff out like that. I I really don't know. I live in New York, and compared to California, the food here is the produce and the quality isn't as good, in my opinion, as it is in California. So, and the availability of shitty food in New York is crazy. There's pizza and things everywhere, like slice shops. Um, they have that kind of stuff in California too, but it's not as prevalent as it is. It's not as uh, dense of in an area as it is here. So it's easy to just eat like shit, or go to a bar and eat a fried chicken sandwich, and then drink a shot of the beer, and then French fries, and then you know it's hard to order that salad. It really is. How was it in the military? We had a national service in Spain, but it was phased out a couple of years before I turned 18. Daniel Hernandez Armstrong's asking. It was good. It was just like a job. That's how I looked at it when I was in. Um, I just looked at it like I was going to work with a camo uh, uniform on, and I treated it that way. And then once I did my time, I immediately, you know, took the benefits that were available to me and used them and went right into college. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I joined anyway. So it wasn't bad. All right. Unless you guys have any other questions, I'm going to give you a few to drop them in there. Um, but I'm going to shut the stream off here in a sec. I'm just going to go over here and prep some things for breakfast, and I'll come back and check out the questions. So go and drop them in here. While I'm doing that, I'll switch cameras so you can see what I'm doing. Do you guys who have Chemexes, do you guys only wash your Chemex every time you use it? It's called girlfriend that I would make it nasty, baby the basket, which is like a piece of toast with a bowl in it, and then you pop an egg in there. I got a new organic sock maker. So I gotta turn this lighter in. Better? Should I turn it up? Let's see. Ah, now you can see what's going on. Was my mic popping? I'm sorry. It's wireless, and I'm not using my headphones right now. Anyways, yep. Something with this soft multi-grain bread and some brown organic eggs. And then you can wash your hands. Anyone else's hands getting all dried out from all hand washing? Just gonna get this stuff. Gonna let you guys go. Get back to these questions. This is all good to go. End it here. Some of these. Hello. Hello. Let me fix this. I'm sorry about the mic. What's going on with it? It's acting weird. It's a wireless transmitter, so maybe it's maybe I walked away too far from it. I'm gonna turn this power down on this light. It's a little bright. There we go. All right. Let's see. Let's see. The sync is off and the camera went all weird. Oh no. Sorry, everybody. Why do I sound and look sad? It's because I just had my coffee, so I'm pretty mellow in the morning. Too quiet. There we go. Oh. Oh, did the mic fall? Where is it at? There we go. Is that better? Okay. Lindsay Gilbert, are you from NYC? If not, why'd you move there? I moved to New York for a job opportunity for with a video production company that I moved out here with. How did you decide on the number 22 Drifter? I only had a road bike, and then I did a job for Ritchey. If you guys know what Ritchey is, it's a company out of the Bay Area. And I had that teal Outback. I don't know, some of you might remember it. And that was like a gravel bike. Right when that happened, right when I got that built up, I broke my road bike. Like right afterwards. It was a Carbon Giant TCR, so I broke it. The frame cracked. And then all I had was my Outback. Why am I telling you guys all this? But then number 22 asked me to film a project for Red Hook Crit with them. So I did, and it was, they wanted to pay me, and I was like, well, actually, I would rather just do a trade. Here's how much it would cost to do this. So they worked out a trade for the amount of money. They just basically made me a bike. It worked out perfectly. And then all the parts from my Ritchey Outback, I put them on my Little Wing, with the exception of like the new Envy wheels came from a buddy, but everything else kind of flopped on there. And then obviously the Envy bars, I bought those, but everything else kind of worked. And then yeah, I went with that because I loved the Outback. I loved having a bike, a gravel. I loved having like a big tire road bike like that. So there, I would rather have that than just like a regular road bike. I figure like, you can do both. You can ride on the road and you can ride on the dirt. I mean, you can do that with any bike, but I was looking more for tire clearance. And it said it fits 40s. I fit 42s in it just fine. So What else? That's it. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry about the audio after the camera. That whole thing messed everything up. This whole thing is a work in progress, so hopefully trying to, just like the videos, trying to make them better every day. Just like these streams, I'm going to try my best to make them better. There's not a lot I can do from home. Um, this is the gear that I have, so I will, you know, work on that. Maybe I can turn this mic off and then back on, huh? What do you think? Doesn't matter because I'm turning this all stream off in a second anyway. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you guys for the next upload and for the next live stream tomorrow to check in on everybody. Um, stay safe, be well, and remember through all this to still keep it fun. All right, peace.